We are talking now about the effort to bring food to a struggling population. What is known as hunger season is beginning in South Sudan. Just the name of it sends chills, doesn't it? Mercy Corps is helping feed families and children otherwise literally facing starvation during the famine. And joining us now to talk about how we can all help with this, even though it seems so far away, is Craig Redmond of Mercy Corps. You guys do such great work in so many places, but talk to us about South Sudan. What is this famine all about?
Well, the famine in South Sudan is about, it's that season before you start to see crops grow, before you can make a harvest, and that means that all the food from the previous year is gone.
There wasn't enough.
Or wasn't enough. And in the case of South Sudan, there clearly wasn't enough. So, because there's an ongoing conflict there, farmers weren't able to plant their crops, and therefore there's just not enough food.
And this is, how often is this happening?
It's happening now every year.
Every year
because of this ongoing conflict. South Sudan was established as a country, got its independence in 2011, and since that time they've had kind of one conflict after another, unfortunately.
And you're talking about actual starvation. We often talk about, you know, food issues even here in Oregon, but these people simply are dying from this.
Yeah, that's right. What we say is it's on the verge of famine. That means that food insecurity is so bad that families just don't know where the next meal is going to come from.
So what can be done to help? That's where you guys step in, I
Well,
suppose.
Mercy Corps has been working there since independence and even before when it was part of Sudan. And what we do is we focus on a few things. Number one, when food is necessary, we'll go ahead and distribute food in places where it's needed most.
Because you have
to save lives.
You've got to do that immediately. And then you look at some longer term things.
Then we look at longer term things. We look at trying to reestablish markets. So that, because we believe that functioning markets is such a critical part of helping communities to kind of get reestablished again.
Boy, that is something we just take for granted, isn't it?
And it's so essential. People need to know where the food is going to come from, and so they can go and make the purchases they need and so forth. Such a critical piece of any functioning community.
So is this something that, you know, if I'm sitting at home watching this, I can step in and help? I mean, what are the needs here?
Well, if you can and want to, we'd love to have your support of Mercy Corps. Go to Mercy Corps' website and donate to us, and that's wonderful. If not, there's also ways that you can keep talking about these issues with friends and family and at your schools, and, you know, write letters to our representatives in Congress. Ours are very supportive of Mercy Corps and the work we do, and that's an important voice as well.
I expect a little bit of money goes a long way.
It most certainly does. Any little bit helps, and South Sudan needs all the help they can possibly get right now.
And Craig, if somebody is watching and they, you know, feel kind of like Tracy said, it seems so far away. We're so detached from that, and we take so much for granted here in America. So what would you say to someone at home who's not quite sure if they should step in and help? Why is it so important?
I would say this: the very same issues that we all face every day. We want the best for our children. We want to make sure that there's a school. We want to make sure we know where the meals are coming from. Families there face the exact same issue. There's no difference between us. And I think putting ourselves in those shoes and in those circumstances is just bringing it all home.
Yeah. Craig Redmond with Mercy Corps, thank you for the important work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here today.